What's up, y'all? This is gonna be a video about boundaries with the energetic realms. I definitely got feedback from my last video about like energetic cleansing, and people were interested in going deeper into this. So I'm gonna do this while I'm waiting for this guy to come look at my car. So I guess I'll start with talking about, it was like the year 2021. I think I really learned a lot around this by personal experience and struggled with it for sure. Because like this was a year when I was really I don't know what all was moving energetically, but I was unlocking a lot, and it was a lot to process, and I didn't know how to navigate this. But I started having a lot of experiences like premonitions, and this boy that I was seeing like lightweight put me on to sleep paralysis. Like I had never had sleep paralysis before. I'd had all sorts of things with dreams, and but not sleep paralysis specifically. And I swear, like because I was having sleepovers with this boy, and like he told me one time, like, I just had sleep paralysis right next to you. And I was like, oh, word, like, what's it like? Like, I've never had it. I've never experienced that. And he didn't want to talk about it much, but he told me a little bit. And then soon after, I started having my own experiences with sleep paralysis. And also, like, I don't know, there was one specific time where, like, I was in Maine with my family, and I was in a restaurant with them, and all of a sudden I felt like really drunk, like really, like, I don't even know if it was just drunk. I felt like intoxicated in some way, and I started having like some sort of anxiety attack. And I went outside, and I just felt like everything was closing in on me, and I don't know how to describe it, but I just knew it was connected to this boy. Like I felt like I was channeling and experiencing something that was like I don't know how to describe it, but it really clicked in for me, like, especially when you're that energetically open. Like, for whatever reason, I was very energetically open and vulnerable at this time. And when I was having such intimate relations with somebody, like, I believe like cords get formed and certain things, like, it's crazy how much you can, like, your energies become tied in some way. And anyways, this was just so much to navigate for me, because I was experiencing a lot of things where I was like, why am I experiencing this? Like, is it for me to do something or like help this person, or like, especially with some of my premonitions I was having, like, I was like, am I supposed to like report this to them? Like, is that why I'm like being told this information? And I've come to learn that like it's really not like that most of the time. Most of the time, I think it's just the way I view it is like everyone's connected to the energetic spirit realms, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know how to differentiate like what is dreamscapes, what is spirit realms, what is energetic. To me, it's all kind of just like the space beyond this physical reality is what I'm referring to. And so everyone's connected to this. Everyone is affected by the spirit realms to some degree. And where maybe the average person, the fabric, I view it as like a fabric. Like the fabric's kind of thick between the spirit realms and the physical realms. They're still affected by it, but it's not such a direct link. Whereas some people, or even like at different phases in your life has been the case for me, it's like that fabric becomes so sheer, and it's just like almost all bleeding into each other. And I've learned that this is not a space that like I really want to maintain. Like, I want to keep that boundary between the physical and the spirit realms. And you do that through intention. And I mean, for this time of life, it was just like I had not learned the tools to really keep those energetic boundaries nourished. And I think it was part of just like what I was moving through, what I was made to, like the lessons I had to learn around all this. Like, you had, like, for me, I just think I had to experience going in deep in order to realize and learn like what all this is. I still don't know what all it is, but to like understand this relationship between the physical and spirit realms more, and to be able to hold like more specific intentions with this and awareness around this. But what I came to really realize is that the majority of the time, it's just that the fabric is so thin that I am like picking up on a lot of information and energies that it's not like sources specifically sending to me. Like, this is how I used to see it, is I was like, oh, sources sending me this information for me to do something with it, or to like help this person, or tell this person this. And I really don't think that's what it is. Like, I think it's just that I happen to be so like connected to that and so sensitive to it that I just happen to pick up on a lot of shit that is like honestly not even my business. So that has definitely been a learning experience for me. But then on the other hand, I've also had premonition type things that were like very specifically for me. And like I'll give an example of one. This happened at that time too. I was like out walking my dog, and I had something that I was gonna do like after walking my dog. I think I was just like, I don't know, I had some errand to run in the neighborhood or something. And I got a distinct message that like I should go back home after I like finish walking my dog, like go back home and change into like, it was the summertime. I was wearing like, you know, I was showing skin for sure. And it was like I got this message to like, and it's not like I hear something. Sometimes I kind of see something in my mind's eye or whatever, but it's really just like feeling based communication for me. Like, that's how I communicate, like even with my tarot readings and stuff. Like, it's all very feeling based. I don't know how really to describe it, but you know, sometimes I'll have like words pop in my head, or like it's like I hear something, but I'm not like physically hearing it. You feel me? Anyways, the message was to like go change into some more clothes, like put some more clothes on, even though it's summer, like put on a long sleeve shirt. And they told me like there's gonna be someone that is going to be following you. And they were like, a way that you can, they just gave me the idea. Like, it didn't feel like my idea, it was like dropped into my awareness. Like, you can take out your phone and like start recording them, like it'll scare them away or something. And I was like, okay, like I don't know, like I felt this, and it felt so specific that I was like, I don't think this is just like my imagination. Like, this feels like something. But I hadn't really had like such a specific thing like this before. So I was just like, okay, we'll see what happens. And so I went back to the crib. I put on a long sleeve shirt. I was going about my business. I was on the street, and I was crossing the street, and I made like eye contact with this guy, and he was walking the whole other way. Like, I had no reason to believe that, like, just from the circumstances, I had no reason to believe that this guy was the one that was going to start following me. But I just felt it. I was like, that's the guy. Like, when I saw him, and we like just looked at each other really quick, and I was like, that's the guy. And sure enough, I kept walking. I turned around, and he had totally, like I said, we were crossing the street, and I was going this way, he was going this way. He totally turned around and started following me, and was like walking behind me, and he started like asking for my number, and I was like, I'm not interested, like, boy, bye, like, bye. was like a grown-ass man. Like, I was like, bye. And he just like was not letting up. He just kept like, I don't even know what he was saying, but he was following me. And so then I took out my phone and I was like, I was literally just like, y'all see what I deal with? Like, showing him. And bro, it didn't even take a millisecond for this boy to just like turn the other way, head down, like he was out. And I was like, yo, I can't believe that really just happened. Like, that premonition thing that I had like literally 30 minutes ago was real. Y'all see what I deal with? Bye. And so I was like, okay, like, this shit is real, and whatever it is, it's looking out for me, and it's based in reality, like physical reality. So that's an example of something that it was like, it was for me, it was very clear instruction, and it was helpful. Like, if I don't know what was about to happen, like, but it put an end to whatever was about to happen. But so anyways, it was like, I was just so energetically open at this time of my life. And it was also combined with a lot of like, I was definitely going through depression at this time and like negative energies. So I feel like that was such a, like, as cool as some of this was, and I was like, yo, like, I'm really like unlocking some shit, like, I don't know. But it also got definitely like overwhelming and type scary, because like I wasn't in the best place. And so then to be that energetically vulnerable, like I was attracting energies that weren't all just like high angels. Like, it was, I had one of the most traumatic experiences of my life that year through the spirit realms. Like, I had a video up of this like forever ago, and I was like, I can't believe I posted that on here. Like, I'm not gonna go deep into it like that. It's just like mad personal and yeah, type shit. But it came through sleep paralysis, and basically it was an energy that I gave, like, I was so new to experiencing things like this on such a concrete, like, undeniable level. Like, I was mad familiar with like the concept of spirit realms, and like, you know, I'm an energy worker. Like, I've had like crazy experiences through dreams and stuff, but like that, like, while this started in sleep paralysis, like, it was so tangible, and it like carried over into the waking life. And it was just like, I feel like it really was just like the mystery of it, and like my intrigue with these types of realms and energies and spirits and this type of thing. Like, it really drew me in. And I feel like a big part of it was just like never having experienced it before, and never really like having proof of how real this shit can get. And once I was like experiencing it, I was like, I almost needed more and more proof that it was real. And so I just wanted to keep going deeper and experience it deeper and feel it deeper. And it just like, it ended up like I gave too much access to a specific spirit that it's like, the spirit realms, like, you don't know who that is. Like, it's like real life, how you don't want to like give access to a person that you don't know. Like, you know even less about who's on the other side in the spirit realms. And it's easy to like be like optimistic and just like hope that all spirits are angels, and like this was sent to me for my highest good. Like, no, I was in a really like deep space at that time, and I was very energetically vulnerable. I was attracting energies that were like not high frequencies. I just didn't really know all this. I didn't really like realize it. And so, I mean, yeah, I will never give access to a spirit. Like, after this experience, I will never go deep or like invite this type of connection with a spirit that I don't know who that is, you feel me? But it ended really traumatic, and just know that you, like, no spirit or energy can infiltrate your energy unless you give that invitation, unless you allow it to, or you leave that open space for it to. You feel me? Like, it's very powerful to set boundaries through, cleansing, and even just saying out loud, like, if it's a specific spirit, like, you are not welcome here, you are not allowed in this space, or like cleansing and saying like only energies of light and love, or energies that are for my highest good in accordance to my own soul's will, are allowed here. Any negative energies are not allowed here. Like, these types of things, it really works. And that's how I got rid of the spirit that I made such like intense connection with. And just know that you have that power to, yes, like, invite and allow energies in, but also to banish that shit and be like, nah, you're out of here, bro. Like, you're not allowed, simply. And that shit really works. Like, from personal experience, that shit works. And I also definitely struggled with, like, because once I started experiencing shit like this, and it's like, I'm so blessed to have specific like spiritual mentors that have just come into my path and been able to relate to me on like, also my mom has been a huge part of this for me, because like, it's turned out that like, she's experienced really specific things that I have as well. And it's like, I didn't know until I had the courage to tell her about some of these things I was experiencing, and honestly was like, I don't know how she's gonna react to this, because like, yeah, she's put me on to like spirituality to an extent, but like, I was like, even this shit, like, she might check me into, like, she might tell me I gotta go see a doctor for this or something. Like, I didn't know what she was gonna say to some of this, but to my astonishment, she would like really heavily relate to really specific experiences that I had. And like, even that one that was ended real traumatic, she fucking knew that spirit, I swear. And she had such a similar experience, and she was like, I never told anybody about this, but like, and I've always questioned if it really happened, but like, it's crazy, bro. And so that type of shit like really validated for me. But before I had the courage to really tell people, I still don't tell people about this shit, but like, specific people in my life that I know relate to it and understand it, and like feel that too. Until I had the courage to do that, I was kind of in like a downward spiral with this, because it was like, I was experiencing so much and questioning it to such a high degree of like, I can't deny what I'm experiencing, but like, this don't seem real. Like, this feel like, am I okay? Like, am I schizophrenic? Like, which I have all sorts of theories on like different mental illnesses and like what schizophrenia and stuff really is, and like, that's a whole other thing. But it definitely only attracted more of these types of like concerning experiences to like view myself as, I was in a space of viewing myself as delusional, crazy, like, you know, just like placing that on myself, and it was only attracting more experiences that made me feel that way. And it put me into a dark space. Like, I've looked back at like journal entries from that time, and like, it's just like, I was in depression and just like really questioning myself and my reality, and it definitely got to some deep dark spaces for me. So like, I encourage you, like, if you are experiencing things that are beyond your understanding, like, don't allow it to paint you in a way as like delusional or crazy. Like, this shit is really, really real, and there's so many people out there that can like relate to you if you search for them or like ask for a source to like send you people. Like I didn't even, like, all my mentors and stuff have just flowed into my life naturally, and I'm so grateful for these people that have like helped me and guided me so much through all this, because like without all that, I truly don't know where I would be. Like I don't know, like I was definitely not serving myself in the way I was starting to view myself. So like being able to find those support systems and like people that can relate to you through these types of experiences, like you're not crazy, you're not delusional, this shit is really real. And the people that make you feel delusional or crazy, it's just they simply haven't experienced this before, so it's like they don't have nothing to offer to validate you, but just because they haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's not real. But yeah, type shit. So like I feel like the strongest way to have these boundaries is, one, like be aware of the energies that you, like the people in your life that you are physically engaging with, and like especially in a space of intimacy, like those energies that are surrounding and attached to them can also get attached to you through that like intimate channel. That shit's very real. So like just hold a lot of awareness around that, and like, you know, engage with the energies that you feel called to, and like also be diligent about cleansing your energy and keeping your energy yours and their energy theirs. And you do this through energetic cleansing and even just like speaking out loud and visualizations and this type of thing. And then also like, you know your people that you can find reflection with around certain experiences, and like be able to have that system of like being able to kind of keep you in a space of like just honor to yourself and your experiences. And like I just feel like it's type dangerous to let yourself view yourself as delusional or crazy, or like this shit that you're experiencing isn't real, because it is. And yeah, like I haven't had sleep paralysis in a long time, like through just like these types of practices, especially that I mentioned in my last video about energetic cleansing. Like I saw such a huge difference when I started doing these types of things regularly. It really did clear out my energetic field and bring me to a space of like I feel like I was holding a lot of fear during that time, because it was just unknown territory to me, and at the same time getting so sucked into it because it was so mysterious and new and like otherworldly, and like shit that I'd always like, you know, I've like really enjoyed hearing about other people's experiences that were like in connection to these types of realms, but like didn't really know how deep it can go and how like important it is to protect your energy and to keep that shit like clear and with boundaries. Yeah, and then also just having the understanding that like not everything you experience and receive as far as like certain like premonitions or just like energetic information connected to other people, like it's not necessarily coming through for you to do anything with it. You may just be like sensitive, and that fabric is so sheer between you and the physical, like your physical realm and the energetic realms, that you just happen to pick up on it. So like having that awareness and not putting that, like that shit is never your responsibility, you feel me? Even like, I don't know, that was just a mistake I made of feeling like, oh, this is sent to me for a reason, like I have to do some shit with this. Like no, it's really not like that. It's actually not even your business most of the time. And if it is something like that, like you will know, like very specifically, like okay, like it'll be clear. And if it's not clear, honestly, if anything that you're experiencing through the energetic realms is unclear in any way, and you're asking for clarity and it's not becoming more clear, disengage. That is my advice based on personal experience. Just disengage with that shit altogether. Set that boundary, say, okay, bye, peace, like, but yeah, so that's what I got to say about all that for now. I feel like in the future I may want to go into more detail about things I've experienced, like through sleep paralysis and dreams. It's just tough because shit gets really personal too, and I want to be really clear about what I am called to share with like all of YouTube, you feel me? And it's like I want to help people and relate to people and give like personal experience, but I also want to honor myself and what I feel open to sharing. And it's like part of me wants to share, but part of me is like, I don't know, bro, like that might have to stay to myself. But yeah, we'll see what type of, I feel like these types of videos can go on and on. Like I have lots of experiences to share and like lessons that I've learned through these types of things. So yeah, I feel like there will be more to come. All right, love y'all.